Thank you for the video. Dr. Nor Haniza, you may start your talk now.
Thank you to our beloved MC. Hope everything is clear. Isn't about
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Life isn't about living with the problems. Life is about solving problems. The photo on the left was published by The Star in 2014, relating the predicament of the stateless people in Sabah. 7 years later, recently, I visited the same area. I can see that the scenario is still seeing children on the streets begging, and they have no access to education. The photo on the right was taken recently at the busy tourist spot. The access to sanitation and hygiene can still be improved. Ladies and gentlemen, the big question is SDG an important global and national agenda? Sure it is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nor Haniza Mohamad, and staff of Polytechnic, Sabah. It's sunny day in Tawau, Sabah, and hopefully everyone is happy today, and thank you for joining Room 8. I will be sharing the constraints and the strategies to embrace SDG based on my experience working on this. My experience is as the Deputy Director of Academic in Polytechnic from 2018 to 2021. And we have a few departments, civil engineering department, mechanical engineering department, and the electrical engineering department working together towards SDG, especially in students' projects. I will share with you how we do it. And currently, I am stationed at Polytechnic Tawau, Sabah since October, and as the director, as a lecturer. And with my students, we are working on a project as well, and that is on responsible consumption and production. Yeah. So it's very nice to meet everyone here today, and I would love to hear your thoughts on how you'd like to contribute to SDG. A few takeaways, ladies and gentlemen, in designing youth engagement in SDGs, especially in higher learning education institutions. We will look at the constraints, what stops us from working on SDG, and the strategies, particularly on the planning, capacity building, community engagement, and partnership to get us going. Yes, we have 17, but definitely we will not work on everyone. So we choose what is workable for our students. So from working or from embracing SDG, based on our observation for a few years, the bottom line is a lot of people do not know how to work on SDG. They lack the understanding that SDG is imminent, it is happening, and is a change that will take place. And some people are not able to embrace SDG because they do not know the know-how. They do not have the skill in how to carry out this change. And on top of the iceberg, not many, but it really disturbs the process if we do not look at this. Is people who are not willing to change, they lack the motivation to change, and this will definitely affect our initiative to embrace SDG, and that it will definitely will not give our students the opportunity students have in learning environment. So knowing that we have all this group of people in the institution, so what do we do move forward? First, we start with planning. We sit down with a group of people, the academic leaders and managers in Polytechnic projects, and sat down. We had meetings over meetings, and we look at how we can increase the building of the issues. Then we assess our strength, We outsource trainers in the Polytechnic system. We have 40 over trainers who are capable of helping us on this one. We train our own facilitators and we train our students, especially on design thinking, because we believe using design thinking approach can help the students and the lecturers work on projects more meaningfully. And then we start consulting community leaders. We need to have the buy-in process. If the community do not agree with what we are doing, the previous speaker mentioned it. I agree with you. We just cannot any project on top of it and think that the community would love it. No, we have to consult and we have to make sure they are with us on this particular project. And we need them to speak. Then we will start looking at smart partnership. In order for us to carry out certain projects, we have to find partners who can help us. So of course, we will go to the community and industry first, because these are the main target users for our projects, of their problems. But NGOs and certain government agencies are very crucial in making sure whatever students come up with can be used by the community or the industry and further developed. So we start with this planning. We have this is an innovative framework in education. We look at this framework. We have educators in this group as well, so we need to have a look at this particular framework. When we have curriculum, we have OBE. We use outcome-based education. So we have the learning outcome. We know what we want to target, what we want students to know. We introduce certain subjects, introduction to hospitality, to mechanical engineering, introduction to electrical engineering. We have all that, but we have to go down to the bottom, which is the delivery of the curriculum. We have to look at how our lecturers deliver the content, whether they are capable of delivering content effectively. And we have to always encourage active learning, and this framework, design thinking definitely help the students engaging in learning experiences, in meaningful learning experiences. So we know that we need to train.
Sorry, Dr. Haniza, I think your audio have a bit of crackling sound.
Thank you for informing.
Yeah.
So I will try to speak at a slower pace. Will that help, you think?
Yeah, I think it may help. And also, right now you holding up your mic. I think it's
right.
also help. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So remember, I said the capacity building, we have to make sure that our faculty is competent to teach. It may sound easy, but we have to teach that and making sure that they know how to teach integrated learning experiences, how to carry out active learning. Yeah, so we have to make sure capacity building is continuous. And of course, after that, later on.
Sorry again, Doctor. It's happening again. I think you, if you unplug your earphone, it may help. I think you can try it. Because your video is okay, but your sound is. I'm sorry, I cannot hear you right now. I think you can go to the audio setting and change the select microphone.
Select microphone. Let
yeah,
me select.
Yeah, okay. I can hear you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Okay, I'll see. Thank you. So that's the strategy. We use a framework. Yeah? Whatever we do, we always come back to this framework. Strategies. Yeah, let's look at the strategies. First, the capacity building. the faculty have to be competent in delivering or supervising projects. So we train them. What we train them is giving them the tools how to supervise projects using the design thinking process. So we train the HODs, the lecturers, the students, yeah, and we have to go in this case of design thinking process, the empathy, the define, ideation, for prototyping, and testing. So this one we found it's the design thinking process. It's taking a lot of time. Actually, it's not the time part is where you do the planning and you do the training. But when everyone is competent, the supervisors are competent, definitely they can do things, they can supervise the students very effectively. Yeah. So not knowing or having the skills is always so we train our lecturers to do that. Even in one of the sessions we did, if the lecturer said, in the group, they found out that project belajar quality, you can see the photo at the bottom, project belajar kurang berquality. We have mentioned this many times, even the industries mentioned this many times. Some projects are not of good quality, but without any particular survey, we cannot justify. We cannot justify what is happening. But with this approach, we have it on the table. So everyone can see it, that we have to really work on a more meaningful project. That's why we decided this SDG is the way to.
Sorry, Dr. Nor, to interject. Your audio is breaking up actually. Perhaps you can try either using your earphones or switch off your camera if it's the internet issue.
Yes. So now I'm connected to my earphone.
Oh,
hopefully
okay.
this works.
Yes. You can try and speak now.
Second strategy, community engagement. Remember, the buying in phase is very important. We talk a lot with the community before we send our students to the ground, so that the students have some valid project to work on. And for this, especially, I want to highlight the empathy is where the students talk to the community. They understand what's the problem, and the community people will expose, and share a bit more what is happening on the ground. So this is a very important or crucial stage in carrying out a survey. And when they do the co-creating on typing,
Sorry, Dr. Nor, you're still breaking up. Perhaps you can try switching off your camera. Maybe that might help the internet.
Now I try another strategy, which is slower. I'm the pace. I'm making it slower. So let's try this. The creating, the community leaders come together with the students, and they see the prototype of the students. They comment on the prototype and see what can be improved. So this is the kind of community engagement we had with the community in the students project. Even the testing session, the community people will come in, the intended users will come in and advise us on how they improve products. So this is some photos of the empathy study, talking to people, intended users from the community. And when they have the prototypes, they created with the community leaders. So this is some photos. And when they test, they invited the users. In this case, we did a gallery walk whereby students presented with the community leaders and the kampung people. So this is the process that they did. And the last one is working on partnership. The critical is very important when we want to make sure our project's working. So also the local leaders, we engage the local leaders to make sure they can help us to run this project smoothly, and NGOs, because NGOs can also advise this important currently, to be solved. What are the problems to be solved? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my sharing on what I did for Polytechnic for Dickson. Now that I am in Politeknik Tawau Sabah, I'm with the tourism department. So we work on a project working with the tourism industry players, especially travel agents and restaurant operators, so that can help them in making things better for the community. My conclusion is this: academic leaders and managers must consciously plan for a dynamic engagement between students and communities. It is not a coincidence. It is not something ad hoc. It is always consciously planned. Number two, young academicians, young lecturers should embark on a new education journey with those students to create meaningful learning experiences. We just cannot lean on what we have learned from the university days, for year in and year out. So we have to come up with something new and on the journey so that students will benefit from this experience. And students, I know you are among the audience. Students should find and create opportunities to work on meaningful projects that you will be proud of. Not afraid of the project which you think is difficult, because there are always academicians, people who love helping in this process. So basically, that's the conclusion for my presentation. Hopefully, if there is any question, I can answer in the chat box. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you.